Taking the Mikel. It is powered, of course, by the wonderful team at BetWinner. John, Obi Mikel, Chris McHardy back with you. John, it's been a couple of weeks. How were those hamstrings after the Legends match?
I actually put a little bit of my hamstring, but yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, I think after a couple of weeks now, I feel a lot better. I've been training again, obviously, doing my runs every morning and just getting back into shape. But yeah, I mean, the body wasn't. After a couple of days after the game, the body was really, really telling on me. Like I couldn't move. My whole body was aching. I was in pain. I mean, it just tells you, like, I mean, if you haven't played the game for such a long time and then you play a game, a Legends game, where, you know, the pace is shit, the pace is crap, but then you come out of it, you feel so tired. I mean, it's incredible. But it just shows what we've done for so many years and what you've done for so many years, 15, 18 years, whatever, you played professional football. And then once you stop, you know, the body just goes. But no, a good course, a good game, charity game. I love playing those charity games, like I always say. You know, a good course for, you know, the Chelsea Foundation. And yeah, anytime, any day.
Yeah, I'm going to say it, John, because I can see it. You looked as if you could still be out there. You've not put an ounce of fat on. You were still running around. Yeah, there were some frustrations. I saw you and JT had a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was great to see you back.
No, listen, every time I play, I still obviously try to keep myself, you know, fit. I train well. I try to eat well. I look after myself. I look after my body. And the same thing I teach my kids as well. So yeah, so every time I go to those games, I just tend to, you know, I always enjoy it. And of course, me and the old boy, as we've always done, you know, years gone by, you know, our time at Chelsea. You know, JT always wants to win. It doesn't matter what we play. It doesn't matter, you know, whether it's a table tennis, a darts game, or whatever it is. He's very competitive. He wants to win, and that's exactly what happened in the game. A couple of times we both shouted at each other, which is what we did, you know, back in the day. But it was all good. We hugged each other, and of course, he came to the event, and you know, he came to the podcast, and we did a live event with him in London. So which was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that episode, incidentally, we did film it. It's going to drop in the coming weeks. It's a belting. Even if I do say so myself, you were on top form. JT, brilliant. It's an off slab.
JT was absolutely brilliant. At some point, I thought he was very emotional. I thought he was going to, you know, there was some tears running. It was going to run down his eyes, you know, when he talked about the club, his connection with the club and the fans. That's what you love to see, isn't it? You know, the man, Chelsea through and through, and just what the football club means to him, means to that man. And it's a shame that I know he's sort of involved with the club at some capacity, you know, with the academy team. But I love to see him, you know, with the first team, because what he can bring to that dressing room, the experience, you know, telling the players what the culture of the football club means and what the football club means to the fans. And to London as well, because, you know, we are the biggest club in London. You know, we won the Premier League twice, we won the Champions League twice, which no other club has done in London. So for me, I love to see JT back in the club, you know, with the first team, you know, at certain capacity with the manager, or maybe working with the sporting directors, because he has an awful lot to offer to those players.
Yeah, it's a great point, that, John, because you look at Chelsea right now, and again, I don't want to be accused of always focusing on the negative. There's been a lot of positive at the football club since we last caught up. But, and by the way, big shout out to Ryan Babel as well, because he's been on the pod. He did score the winner in that Legends match.
What do you mean big shout out to him? He scored a goal against me. Fuck you now.
I've got to say,
we lost the game.
You did lose the game. It was an interesting one. Eden Hazard, Diego Costa all back at the bridge. But you did lose the game, and it kind of circles back to the first team losing at the weekend against Sunderland, John. I know, as you always do, you watch every single Chelsea game. You were on your sofa, you were watching it. Takeaways from it, because again, I don't want to always focus on the negative. Since we last did this pod, 3-0 win away at Nottingham Forest, 5-1 win at home against a young Ajax team.
Ajax team, down to 10 men, but you still got to do the business.
Exactly.
But no, listen, there's been a lot of positive. Like you said, we beat Forest, and then of course beat Ajax in the Champions League. That's what you want to see, isn't it? Winning games and scoring goals and playing well. But then again, losing at the weekend against a Sunderland team that just come, you know, that's just been promoted into the Premier League. But, you know, they've been doing well. Sunderland, they've been absolutely brilliant. They're playing well. They're scoring goals. They're winning games. They find a way to win games. I think with Granit Xhaka in that team, with a lot of experience that he brings into the team, you can just see that he steadies the ship. That ship of that team. He steadies. The team is solid. And whenever he's there, Granit Xhaka, everything just looks absolutely solid. And the way he plays is absolutely brilliant. But for us to lose against a Sunderland team at home, at Stamford Bridge, for me, I just think, we started the game well. We went 1-0 up. Garnacho got his, got a goal, his first goal for the club, in the Premier League. And I just thought we then just lost our way, and then we let them back into the game. They got a goal back, and we just couldn't find a way to get back into the game. There was not a lot of energy. There was not a lot of running. The players looked a little bit tired. I just thought we didn't do enough to win that game. You know what I mean? We didn't do enough to win that game. There was too many mistakes. But again, this is what you expect from a very young team as well. We keep talking about this team, but again, sometimes we forget how young this team is. And it takes an awful lot of time for this experience to come, for these players to start to gain this experience. But of course, we do have some experienced players in that team. When you talk about Enzo Fernandez, Caicedo, these are top players. Reece James as well, full of experience. And I think when you look at take those players out, the rest of the team are just young players. So yes, they will make mistakes. I understand that they will make mistakes, but against a Sunderland team, a game that we should win, I just think it's a massive 3 points dropped, massive 3 points drop, and the way we considered the last goal was just absolutely awful defending. And I mentioned it so many times. We can't win. We just don't have good enough defenders. We don't have good enough defenders. The defenders that we have right now, the centre backs that we have right now, we can't win the Premier League with those centre backs. We can't win the Premier Leagues. And you can see it with Arsenal, isn't it? Defenders win you the title. Yes, the strikers win games, but defenders do win you the title. Defenders win you the league. Yeah. And now Arsenal have considered just 3 goals in the Premier League in 9 games. Absolutely brilliant. We've said it so many times. If anybody can win this Premier League this season, it's got to be Arsenal. They have the best team. They have the best squad. But again, coming back to us as well, losing that game, disappointing. I think the manager will be very, very disappointed in the way we lost the game. And I've never been critical of Enzo Fernandez. I'm a big fan of Enzo Maresca. But I just thought when we were chasing that game to win that game, when it was 1-1 at home, you can't take your best players out. You can't substitute your best. It doesn't matter how they were not playing so great. Pedro Neto, they were not playing so well. But you leave those players on the pitch, they will find a way to create chance. They will find a way to win that game. I just for him substituting and taking Pedro Neto out and João Pedro out as well from the game. After that substitution, it was just flat, absolutely flat. There was nothing. We just couldn't offer anything. I love the players that he brought into the pitch. He left Esteban and he brought in Gittins and I think George as well. When you look at that front three, those are very young front three. They can't win you those kind of games where you're chasing the game and it's tight. The game is very tight. You're trying to win the game. You're trying to create something. The fans are getting frustrated as well. There's a few whistling, few boos here and there because the fans want to see us get the second goal and win the game. You can't when you bring in those players. There's not a lot of inexperience as well coming into the pitch, coming into the game. I just think it will take them a little bit of time to get into the game. Bring them in when we're winning the game, when there's less pressure. Don't bring those young players in when we're chasing the game and it's tight, we have to win the game. The fans are a little bit frustrated. There's few whistles here and there. Don't bring them in. Leave João Pedro on the pitch. Leave Pedro Neto because these guys, they find a way to create chances. They find a way to win games. Pedro Neto has been one of our best players so far in the season. So for him to hook him out, to bring him out was just absolutely. I mean, that's just my only criticism for Enzo Maresca, I think, in that game. But listen, a lot of positive. We just have to know, it's just 9 games. But I rather prefer us right now after 9 games to see us a little bit closer to Arsenal, maybe 4th, maybe 5th in the table, but 9th, it's a little, I know it's just 9 games. Let's not get frustrated. Let's not just think about the negatives. Yes, it's 9 games. Yes, it's been a lot of points played for, but there's still an awful lot of points to play for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's just be patient. Let's keep supporting the players, keep supporting the team. I know we'll win games, but at this stage of the season, I would have loved to see us a little bit just higher up in the table, maybe 4th or 5th, where we can not now. What are we? 8.9 points, 8 away from Arsenal. Yeah, that's a lot of points, but I think, listen, the Premier League is the Premier League. It's a tough league. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. There's still a lot of games to play for, and we can just continue to do what we're doing, continue to be positive, continue to play well and win games. And once we get our best players back as well, Cole Palmer has been out injured. He's our best player, creative player. Once we get him back and we get some of Delap back as well. Once we get all these players back, I think we're a much, much better team.
Tell me this, John. You talk about the inexperience. I look at Chelsea's home form, and playing at the Bridge has been an issue.
Yeah.
Beaten by Brighton, beaten by Sunderland, points dropped elsewhere. Opening day of the season, of course, against Crystal Palace as well. When you're a young team, when you don't have that experience, playing in front of your own fans, it becomes...
It is.
That little bit more difficult.
It's very, very difficult.
Because teams are coming in.
It's very, very difficult playing. You know what I mean? When I was at the club, I for a few years when I joined the football club, I always found it difficult playing at home. For some reason, I always found it very difficult playing at home in front of our fans. I know it sounds crazy, but I just feel like sometimes our fans a little bit, sometimes when they get frustrated, You know what I mean? They start... a few mornings here and there, this fans very frustrated, and when it's not going our way. But when it's a away game, you feel more relaxed, you know what I mean? You can be able to express yourself and play much, much better. But listen, we have the best fans, I think, in the Premier League. But I've said it so many times, we have to find a way of winning those so-called smaller teams, those so-called smaller games. Playing against the big teams, I've said it so many times, we find a way of winning. We raise our game, we raise our tempo, everything just goes an extra notch.
It suits the players.
It suits the way we play, because the game is going to be very, very open. They're going to try to attack, we're going to try to attack. The game is going to be open. But when we play against the smaller teams, when they come to play us at Stamford Bridge, they come and sit back with 10 men, 11 men behind the ball. How do we break them down? How do we find a way of creating those chances? Last season was the same thing. We lost and we drew so many of those smaller games. Those smaller teams, we drew way too many of those games. And that's what kind of hurt us come towards the end of the season. Because when you keep drawing those games and keep losing those games, come towards the end of the season, it doesn't matter how much you beat the bigger teams. You struggle. You struggle to win the Premier League. And that's what's happening again. Enzo Maresca needs to find a way. We have to find a way of beating the so-called smaller teams, because that's the problem we're having. We had the same problem last season. Now we're having the same problem again this season. We have to find a way. I don't know how, but Enzo Maresca has to find a way. Of course, it comes with creativity. Our best player is out, Cole Palmer. When he's there, he finds a way of unlocking those defense. Right now, it's not there, and we struggle to win those games. We have to find a way of winning those smaller teams. Once we do that, playing against the bigger teams, I have no problem when we play against the bigger teams, because we've seen it. We can beat them because the game is open. It suits us the way we play. Because then we can pick them out. We can pick, those smaller spaces. We are the best team when it comes to playing out from the back. Because the bigger teams come and press you. The smaller teams don't do that. They wait for you with 10, 11 men behind the ball. So for us, we have to find a way. And if we can be able to do that, I see us, competing to win the Premier League.
João Pedro playing at number 10. We'll touch on that. Liam Delap injured. I'll say this, I'll whisper this one quietly, John, before you bite my head off. At the weekend, I was uttering the name Nicholas Jackson. Just stretching the
play. I think that's what he does, isn't it? Listen, João Pedro has been absolutely fantastic. Let's not make any mistake about that.
He's not a 10 though for you.
He's not a 10 for me. I know the managers come out and say his best position is a number 10. I don't think João Pedro's best position is a number. Yes, he can play as a number 10. Make no mistake, he can play as a number 10 because he's technically very, very good in the ball. He can link up play, he can drop shot, he can, he's very good in the ball. So for me, that's not a problem for him to play as a number 10. But of course, we have Cole Palmer who plays in that position. For me, João Pedro, he can stretch players well. We saw that in the Club World Cup when he was running behind defenders, when he was absolutely, absolutely brilliant in that Club World Cup. So for me, I still believe he is our number 9. He's our first choice. If he hasn't done it for 60, 65 minutes, of course, then Liam Delap comes in. But right now he's injured. We need to get him back as well because he's been a massive miss for us as well. So João Pedro is a fantastic player. I see him as our number 9. I see him as our first choice. But listen, he's been brilliant, but we need to find a way of winning the smaller games. The smaller games is what's been absolutely killed us last season because we failed to win those games. And when you fail to win those games, when you come towards the end of the season and you look at the points, you come to your points and you look at, oh shit, we dropped it. Remember when we should have beat Sunderland at home? Those are the points that hurt when it comes to the end of the season. When you look back at the season and thinking, we absolutely should have won that game, but we didn't. The smaller teams. Playing against the bigger teams for me is very, very, it's not easy, but we find a way of picking them apart. And that's what we do. That's what we're best at.
Taking the lead as well,
Of course, exactly.
You're winning.
Yeah, exactly, when we're winning. And I just said it. Conceding that goal in the last minute, the defending was poor. I have absolutely no idea what. Listen, I don't like pointing fingers. And people say, Mikel, don't point. Yes, Tosin, what are you doing? He controlled the ball. 5-6 seconds, he controlled the ball, the striker. And you were standing behind him and... Yes, Tosin, yes. Chalobah as well, yes. Was Chalobah looking at who's the man who's arriving later the box? Is he trying to calculate where the man is coming, the runs that's coming? But I just think one of them should have done something. One of them should have been, proactive in terms of that defending. They should have gone to the man rather than just wait. When you do that, you just give the opponent the time and space to say, you know what, just pick your choice. Pick the man. And that's exactly what happened. He had the time and space, and all he had to do was just turn around and just square it to the man who's coming. Brilliant finish. Absolutely brilliant finish. But disappointing the way we considered the goal. I just think we should have done much, much better in terms of defending that goal. But again, we should have gone. It's a game we should have won. For me, these are the games that frustrate me. It frustrates me. Absolutely frustrates me. The bigger teams, yes. If we lose against the bigger teams, yes, you might. But these are the games that we shouldn't be losing. When we lose these games, draw these games, honestly, it kind of frustrates me because I know exactly what will happen comes toward the end of the season. Because when you start looking at the games we drew, the games we lost against the smaller teams, absolutely, absolutely frustrate me. We need to find a way of winning those games. I don't know how Enzo is going to do that, Enzo Maresca, but he is a genius. He has to find a way. For me, he's a genius. He has to find a way of winning those games. Maybe play 2 up, whatever. Try to stretch them. Maybe bring in crosses. Get Rhys James to stay out wide and just bring in those crosses. Whatever. Find a way. We have to.
Find a plan B, a plan C.
Exactly. Find a plan. Exactly. Mix it up.
So what you say about the big games then, John, obviously you'll be aware, EFL Cup midweek this week, and then the next league game for Chelsea is a trip to you-know-who. It is Tottenham Hotspur.
Yeah.
At the weekend. In a lot of ways then, that game comes at a good time because what you're saying there, the big games, it actually suits an Enzo Maresca.
Yeah, the open games absolutely suits us. And you will see in that game, the open games, the big games absolutely suits us because Spurs are teams that come out, they try to attack, they try to score goals. They're not going to sit deep and try to defend and make it very difficult with 10, 11 men behind the ball. They're going to come out and try to win the game, and that's where we are perfect. That's where we're good at because we can find a way to pick them apart. And that's what we do really, really well with Enzo Fernandez in that, playing next to Caicedo. Those two are very, very good on the ball. They're going to be the pivot for us in terms of playing out from the back. So for me, it's going to be absolutely brilliant, that game. It's a big game. It's going to be a difficult game. Spurs are playing well. They're winning games. Thomas Frank have got them playing really, really well. Not just playing well as well. They're defending really, really well. And that's what we didn't see from Big Ange. They were just too open. It was like a basketball at some point. But to see what Thomas Frank have done in such a short space with that team, the way they're defending, the way they're attacking, they defend as a unit and they attack as a unit. They're very, very compact. So for me, it's going to be a difficult game. But of course, over the years, Spurs has been a good customer for us. We always used to beat Spurs. So Spurs and Arsenal. But, this is a different Spurs team, compared to the one from last season. I think Thomas Frank have changed the way they play. And now we can also see the long throw is back in fashion. The free kicks, the long throw, the basic things that's gone out of the game is back in fashion. It's back in the game. Yeah. And I love to see that, long throws, the Liam Delaps. We see Brentford scoring lots of goals with long throw. We've seen Spurs doing it. We've seen Arsenal doing it. You know what I mean? And this is a trend now. And everybody's doing it. It's good to see that those things that's left the game is now coming back into the game. And it's absolutely brilliant. Listen, the way you win games, the way you score goals, I don't care. As long as you win games, as long as it's legal. For me, the only problem that I had with Arsenal last season with the free kicks was, when they start impeding the goalkeeper. For me, that's illegal. That's not legal. Yeah. But long throws, free kicks, corner kicks, whichever way you score goals and win games, absolutely, I have no problem with it. And yes, it's going to be a difficult game for us Spurs because obviously the long throw is going to be a weapon for them in that game, but we have to find a way to win that game. I think the big games, we find a way of winning, I think we're going to be brilliant. Yeah, 3 points you are behind Spurs heading into that game. 8 points behind Arsenal, John. I know you've spoken not good enough. No, not good enough. I
Arsenal
mean, yes, 9 games played. Yes, you might look at it and say, okay, what is it? 29 left to play, 29 games? Yes, a lot of games. Yes, a lot of points to play for. But at this stage, after 9 games, if we want to be the team that competing to win the Premier League, we want to call ourselves title contenders, I just think we should be a little bit closer. I just think maybe 4th, 5th, not 9th. 9th is a little, we're just way off. But again, let's take the positive. Let's just be positive and keep going forward because I just think our team is very, very young. We have a very, very young team. We'll find a way of winning games. I think we'll be all right. But we have to be all right in terms of winning the Premier League, competing to win the Premier League. Not just trying to finish 4th again in the Premier League. We have to think about winning the Premier League. What's next? After winning the Club World Cup, what's next?
Keep challenging.
How do we challenge ourselves? How do we move forward? How do we grow? And growing and improving is by challenging to win the Premier League. Not just trying to finish 4th.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? How do we challenge ourselves? How do we get better? And I think that's what Enzo Maresca and the team and the board and the sporting directors will be thinking. Yes, we got a young team. Yes, we've got a lot of inexperienced players, but
got to move.
We have to move forward. We have to think about the future. We have to think about winning the Premier League because that's where I think that's how we measure ourselves. That's how we measure ourselves, how good we are if we compete to win the Premier League. So 9th in the table right now, 9 games played. Not bad, but not good enough. Not good enough. I think we should be around 4th, 5th, where we should be thinking if we win one more game and Arsenal draw a game or Spurs draw a game, we should close the gap a little bit more. But again, a lot of positive to take out from the team. I've been very impressed with the way we played. Beat Brentford 3-0, beat Ajax in the Champions League 5-1. Absolute brilliant performance from some of the players. Good to see some good young players scoring the Champions League, making the debut, scoring the Champions League. Absolutely brilliant. I thought the place was jumping. I know, yes, Ajax were down to 10 men, but you still have to do the business. You still have to win the game, and that's exactly what we did.
I guess a lot of Chelsea fans watching or listening to this, it's a consequence of being a young team and with a lot of young players. You're going to get that inconsistency.
You will.
It's just
you will. It's about how you manage. It's about how you get those players to believe, yes, you will make mistakes, but, you have to improve. You have to keep growing. Not just, trying to stay in that same level. You have to keep improving because, yes, young players will make mistakes. I made a lot of mistakes when I was at the club, when I first joined the football club. I did make a lot of mistakes, but
you could be pulled out though, John.
Exactly.
You had experience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I could be pulled out anytime.
This Chelsea team, there's not a lot of that experience that you've talked about.
Exactly. There's not a lot of that experience. There are players that to teach them what to do.
Correct.
That's gonna show them what it means, to when you make mistakes, try not to repeat those mistakes. Because when I made my mistakes, I was treated very, very harshly. You know what I mean? It wasn't easy. It wasn't all right. Okay, you make mistake tomorrow, next week you correct. No. You hooked.
Yeah.
You hook for a couple of games. You don't come in a couple of games, and that's how you learn. we learn pretty quickly. We had to grow up pretty quickly. We had to learn not to make some mistakes. We had to be strong. We had to grow up pretty quickly, because that's how the dressing room was back in the day. The dressing room was a lot of experience, a lot of big players. And if you are not on your game, especially if you're a young player, if you're not on your game, if you keep making mistakes, mate, see you later. See you later. You're not going to play for 2-3 weeks. Yeah. Nobody's going to even think about you. Because you are that young. There's a lot of experienced players, there's a lot of big players that know how to read the game. They know when not to make mistakes. You know what I mean? They know what, making silly mistake means. So for me, we had to grow up pretty quickly, me and Solomon Kalou. And with this young Chelsea team right now, yes, there's a lot of inexperience. There's no massive name with a lot of experience that's going to say, you know what, I'm going to lead this team. I'm going to guide these young players on the pitch. I know Enzo Maresca is outside on the pitch, but sometimes you need a big voice. You need an experienced voice on the pitch who you're going to turn to when it's very, very difficult, who you're going to look at and say, you know what, can you guide me here? I need some guidance. Can you tell me what to do? When I look at this team, yes, you have the likes of Reece James, who's growing. He's growing into that role. He's growing into that leadership role. I like what I'm seeing from Reece James right now. He's a bit more vocal. You can see the leadership quality is coming to him. Very, very natural as well. So for me, the likes of Enzo Fernandez, yes, they're very vocal. Caicedo, I like to see him a bit more vocal. I know the way he plays is the way he shows his responsibility. But I like to see him a bit more vocal. I like to see him scream at the younger players and say, come on, listen, I'm a bit more experienced. I'm the guy who's going to lead you. I'm the guy who's going to guide you. I like to see a bit more of that from Caicedo, because I think he's been absolutely brilliant. So for me, yes, a lot of young players, a lot of we don't have a lot of experience in the team, but we will grow and we will learn and we will improve and we will get better as a team. And that experience will come together as a team as well.
You're not going to like this comparison, John, but stick with me. Enzo Maresca's second season in charge. Mikel Arteta's 7th. But we're seeing what I guess Arsenal have done by believing in the blueprint, sticking with Mikel, buying the players that he wants. We're now seeing Arsenal top of the league, 6 clean sheets in 9, 4 points clear.
Don't get too out of yourself, mate.
I know I am. You still won't. But we had a chat about this.
They're bottled. Same Arsenal.
You still believe that? Be honest now, because I look at it now and I'm thinking to myself, City, not there. Chelsea, inexperienced.
Yeah.
Man United, not there.
Yeah.
Liverpool with a truckload of problems we'll get into.
Yeah.
If Arsenal don't do it this season,
if they don't do it this season, Arsenal, honestly, if an Arsenal fan come to this pod and say anything, I'll be absolutely fucking furious. Because this is the season. Yeah, this is the year. This is the year. City are not back to the best. We can see that. City are not back to the... It doesn't matter when they win 1 or 2 games. And you can see Pep knows that. Pep knows that. Pep is not stupid. When they win 1 or 2 games and people are saying, oh, City's back. Pep, at the back of his head, he knows this is not my team. No. This is not the team that will win the Premier League. He knows. And that's why he always comes out post games and say, listen, be calm here. We've just won a game.
Yeah.
Because the media want to say, oh, City's back. No, he said, no, we're not back. We're not back. I know my team. When I see my team play well, if we're ready to compete, I'll tell you, yes, we're back.
Yeah, you're right.
He knows City are not back. So for me, City are not back. Liverpool struggling. You know, we're there, but I just think we don't have the experience.
This is it. I agree.
Right now to go on to win the Premier League. I hope we do it. I hope we can be able to do it. Once we get our players back, you know, Cole Palmer comes back, and I think in the January window, I think we have to. We have to go out and get a couple centre backs. I don't care what the club does. I don't care what it does. We have to. In the transfer window in January, we have to go out and we have to make sure we get at least one top centre back. At least one top centre back. The goalkeeper issue we can deal with in the summer. But at least one top centre back that can come in and lead this young team and be the leader. And be the leader in that back four. That's what we need. So for me, I think, yes, we do have, I don't just win the Premier League this season because of the inexperience that we have. I hope we can do it. I hope we can compete to win it. But this season, I think it's Arsenal's. It's Arsenal's to lose. It's Arsenal's to lose. If Mikel Arteta and Arsenal don't win the Premier League, the squad, the depth that they have is frightening. They have the best squad, not just in the Premier League, not just in England.
You think world football right now?
In the world football right now, I bet you there's no better squad, depth, squad,
I don't disagree.
than Arsenal. Name one. Name one. Squad. You're not talking about the 11 that starts.
No.
What you have on the bench
24
that
players.
comes in and win your games.
Yeah, 24, 25 players.
Arsenal.
Yeah, I don't
It's no
disagree.
better. It's no better.
PSG have a core of
PSG,
16,
yeah,
16
but
17.
the starting 11, yes. PSG might argue, yes, maybe
But Bayern 16 or 17, maybe 18, but you're right.
Yeah, in terms of
depth.
squad depth, Arsenal. Sometimes it's not just the starting 11 that wins you game. It's who you bring off the bench.
Yeah.
We've seen it, Arsenal. How many games have they won? You know, Martinelli coming off the bench, winning them games.
Eze coming off the bench.
Eze coming off the bench, winning them games.
Marino coming off the bench.
Moreno as well.
Havertz is injured.
injured.
No Odegaard, no Gabriel Jesus.
Frightening.
Yeah.
The squad that Arsenal has got right now. And Mikel Arteta knows that. He knows that. How he knows that. This is Arsenal's title to lose. If he doesn't win it, if Mikel Arteta does not win it, listen, any Arsenal fan can agree with me. They can get upset as much as they want, but deep down, they know it's the truth.
Yeah. This is the season.
This is the season for Arsenal to win the Premier League. City, it's not there. Liverpool struggling. We don't have the experience to go on and win the Premier League.
United, Spurs.
United, nah, please, don't mention United. Yes, they've won 3 games in a row. Please don't get ahead of yourself, United.
I am.
No, don't even go there. Yes, listen, there's a lot of improvement the way you've played. United, but
three
no,
wins.
not winning the league. But yes, coming back to Arsenal, they have to. They have to. Listen. I look at Arsenal's team right now, except if they get hit with crazy, insane amount of injuries, then you might say, okay.
Yeah.
But the way they are right now, together, the squad that they have right now, it's crazy to bet against Arsenal. It is absolutely mental to bet against Arsenal. Right now, to win the Premier League. Because they have everything. The way they're playing well, they're scoring goals, free kick, throw-ins, whatever it is. Not conceding. 3 goals in 9 games. Absolutely brilliant. The craziest thing is that, are they going to break our record that we have conceding 15 goals in the season? That's going to be tough, though. In the Premier League, in the modern-day Premier League right now, that's going to be a tough one. But if they can do that, that's going to be crazy.
3 and 9, you're right. And the other thing about it, few stats. You look at the 3 goals they've conceded. The Worldie of a free kick to Szoboszlai.
Yeah.
It was a corner to Voltermade against Newcastle. So in 9 games, John, they've conceded 1
in
goal
open play.
In open play, Haaland.
Crazy starts.
Which is
crazy. Listen, they have the best squad. You know, when you have Gabriel, and you have Saliba, and then you have Declan Rice sitting in front of them, Zubamendi as well, and Timber and Colafiori. The squad is absolutely.
I agree.
It's the best squad right now. Yes, it's the best squad, and Mikel Arteta has come out and said he knows. We're talking about the Premier League here. I think they can go on and win the Champions League. This is how good they are. This is how good Arsenal are right now. It's scary. It's frightening.
You think they could win both?
I'm telling you, the squad they have, the players that they have, the way they're playing, and I can see a little bit of mental shift. I think right now they believe. I can see a little bit of there's a bit of
steeliness.
Yes, there's something there. I can feel it now that Arsenal are ready. Finally, they're ready. But we've said this so many times with Arsenal, and it comes out towards the latter stage of the season. What do? They bottle it.
Yeah. But this year, I'm with you. I'm seeing something here because of the squad. The other stat, and this is bonkers, John. I had to double and triple check this. So no surprise, they're number 1 in the Premier League for goals from set pieces, right? They've made that an art form.
Yeah.
Goals in open play, they currently sit 17th.
Crazy.
And yet they're 4 points clear.
You can make an argument, listen, a manager who spent almost $1 billion.
It's mental.
And listen, it doesn't matter how you score goals. It doesn't matter how you win games. It doesn't matter how you win the title.
Just win.
Just win.
Yeah.
But if you have all these creative players, if you have this squad, you You have a Declan Rice, you have a Zubimendi. Up front, you have Eze, you have Gyökeres, you have Martinelli,
Saka.
you have Saka, you have Madueke. You can't keep scoring from set pieces. You can't. Find a way of getting those players to create chances and win games.
But you think
open
that
play.
will come. You think
But it's not coming from that. This has been the thing that's been going on since last season.
Yeah, the over-reliance.
Yes, over-reliance on set pieces, throw-ins, corner kicks. Gabriel, flicking, Saliba flicking, and the second ball. That's how Arsenal have scored their goals. But again, mate, I'm not sitting here criticizing them the way they're winning games. They're entitled to win games whichever way they want to win game. But if you spent $1 billion, or more than $1 billion, in the past six, 7 years, mate, you got to find a way of winning games in open play. But again, as we said, fair play to them. They find a way of winning games. They're top of the league, and they're doing what they're doing. And it's just that, teams are not pushing Arsenal as well. I look at City. I'm just a bit disappointed with City. The players that Pep Guardiola brought into the football club, I just think they're not clicking.
No.
We've said so many Reinders we thought was going to pick up from the games after against Wolves, but it's just gone. After the games against Wolves, we haven't seen Reinders again. It's gone off the fucking radar, mate.
Yes.
He's not playing well. Something's not happening with him.
No.
It's just something is not happening with him. I can't keep here, sit every time and say, Rodri. Yes, Rodri. Yes.
He's injured again.
He's injured again. When he was playing, you can see there's a little bit of City coming back. People can disagree with what I'm saying, but that City side, I just believe without Rodri, they are not good enough. They are not good enough. They are a different team compared to when he's on the pitch. You can see it. It's a no-brainer. Watch the games, you can see it. When he's on the pitch, even when he wasn't fit, he played 3-4 games, wasn't fit, still not fit.
But he still made a difference.
But you can see the way he was playing. You can see the way he was getting the ball. He was approaching the game. He was there. He was just everything he does. He was showing up for the game. He was the right passes, breaking the lines with passes. Because he's not scared of playing those passes and making mistakes. Every City midfield player I see right now, they're scared of playing this ball through the lines. Because they're scared if it's going to be intercepted. But that's what you have to do. Try to break the lines with those passes. And that's what Rodri does. Rodri does. So for me, without Rodri, I don't see City going anywhere. Honestly, I don't see City going anywhere. And it's crazy to see what Liverpool are going through. Started the season like a house on fire, mate.
They were relying on late goals, though, John.
But they were winning games.
But they were winning games. But now, to say the wheels are off.
The wheels are fucking off, mate.
They've lost 5 of their last 6.
It is off.
They've lost their last 4 league games. Arne Slot's coming out and he's saying, we're brittle. The teams have found us out. This is him saying this.
I don't like when he comes out and say that. I don't like when the manager comes out and say that and complain and say teams find a way of. This is the Premier League.
Yeah.
This is why it's the toughest league in the world. Teams find you out, mate. They find you out pretty quickly.
That's why Pep's
because if you have to keep changing. You have to keep playing with the game. You have to keep thinking and try to grow with the game, because every week the game advanced. The game has changed because teams find a different way of trying to win a game. This is the Premier League, and this is why it's the toughest league in the world. You have to find a way of winning games. And when your manager comes out and say, yes, teams have found a way of playing against us. This is what they do, and they do it really, really well against us. You're telling the team at the weekend, come play the same way, you're going to beat us. And it's not like he's finding a way of trying to find a way to win that game. Yes, long throws. Yes, set pieces. Yes, corner kicks.
They're all
teams in the Premier League, this is what they find a way of. They find a way of scoring goals and winning games. You have to adapt as a manager. You have to find a way of adapting. Get your team to set up properly. You know what I mean? If it's a throw-in coming, get Van Dijk or Konate to come and stand in front and try and head that ball away. It just was us back in the day. We find a way. We played against Stoke back in the day. We dealt with it. Yes, okay, yes, we were big guys. We're very physical.
The land of the giants.
Exactly. We're very physical. But we found a way. We found a way. There is no height in this Liverpool team. If you take out Van Dijk and Konate, that's it. There's no height. You know, Kirkes,
Kirkes is diminutive. I mean, who's been playing at right back? Soboslai's not massive, is he? Then you look at Alexis McAllister, ain't big. Salah's certainly not big.
Yeah.
Gravenberch, okay.
Gravenberch,
decent. Isak, I mean, well, again, we'll get to Isak, but all of a sudden...
Young Bradley's not that big as well. So they all of a sudden, it looks like the wheel has fallen off at Liverpool. But we have to remember last season, this was the manager that came into the football club last season and took over from one of the best managers we've ever seen in the Premier League, in Jurgen Klopp. And everybody was saying, how is this Liverpool team going to continue being successful? Because this is going to be a massive miss, for Liverpool. And he came in to the football club. Yes, you might say, he tried. It was a hit and miss, because if he didn't win the Premier League last season, there was no pressure.
No, none.
Because he's taking over. He's just coming. He's taking over. A Liverpool team that's been built by Jurgen Klopp. There was no pressure for him, so it was a hit and miss for him in the Premier League. But then what happened? He went on to win the Premier League.
So expectations.
The expectation now is show us. And again, you've said, okay. He's come out and said, yes, I've inherited one of the best teams in the Premier League, which Jurgen Klopp has built. Yes, it was a Jurgen Klopp team, and you won the Premier League with that team. Now he's decided, you know what? I'm going to get rid of those players, and I'll show the Premier League and show everybody that this is my team, and I'm going to win the Premier League. I'm going to defend the Premier League with this team. It's not working out for him.
No.
It's not working out for him. He has to find a way of getting those players. I don't care how he finds a way. When you have Isak, you have Salah, Ekitike, who's been absolutely brilliant. Isak now is coming to the football. You brought in Isak, and now you starting benching Ekitike. For me, I thought out of those players, Ekitike was the one that was on fire. He was scoring goals, he was playing well, and to take him out of the team, all of a sudden for me it was a strange decision. And bringing in Isak, who wasn't in a proper preseason. Yes, he trained for 2-3 weeks, but still not much fitness. Still not much fit. And to drop a player who's had a proper preseason, who's been on fire, scoring goals, winning new games, to absolutely drop him from the team for no reason was just strange. And since then, it looks like the wheel has fallen off. Isak is not fit. He's not playing well. In Newcastle, everybody was playing for Isak.
Correct.
The balls were exactly
right.
You have those players running down the wing, crossing the balls, and trying to get him to score goals. In Liverpool, everybody play for Mohamed Salah.
Exactly.
When Mo Salah has the ball, he's not going to fucking pass the ball to Isak to score. No, he's not. He's going to want to score.
It's true.
You know what I mean? Ekitike want to score. Gakpo want to score. Because that's how they feel they stay in the team. So Isak needs to find a way of getting himself in that team, because right now he's not in that team. If you look at all those front four, for me, the one person who shouldn't be starting in that team right now is Isak. He's not playing well. He's not playing. Isak, Mo Salah, of course, yes, he's the man. All the records, goal scoring, everything he's done for Liverpool, yes. He's earned the right to, even when he's not playing that well, for few games, you still give him that benefit of doubt, put him in the team. But at some point, you got to start thinking about the team. You have to start thinking about the team. Do I put him out? Do I leave him out in some games? Do I try to manage him? He's 33 now. He's not young. He's not a spring chicken anymore. You know what I mean? So how do you try to manage his fitness? But we've seen that with Mo Salah. If you rest him a game,
he'll be pissed off.
He's get pissed off. He wants to play every single game. And when he started getting pissed off, he did that with Jurgen Klopp. We saw that. And that's why Jurgen Klopp thought, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm done. I'm done, because he was trying to look after him. Because when you're 33, you can't play every single game. Yes, you play at the weekend, the Champions League. Come on, look after yourself. Sometimes speak to the manager and say, you know what? I need a rest here, because I want to be fresh for the game at the weekend. I want to be fresh for the game, the Champions League game, on Wednesday or Tuesday. Not get pissed off, because when you start getting pissed off, the whole team starts to, negativity here and there. I saw on the pitch, when he was coming into the when he was about to come into the Champions League game, he was pissed off. I understand, yes, he's Mo Salah. He wants to play every game. He's earned the right, yes. But sometimes, look after yourself. You're 33 years old. You're not that young anymore. Just look after yourself. When you play, you try to make sure that you're fit, you're fresh, you can give everything for the team. And that's a massive dilemma for Arne Slot to try to sort out, because that is going to be, going forward, he has to think about it. Do I leave Mo Salah out on some games? Do I play Ekitike, Isak, Wirtz, and Gakpo? Because for me, these are the future of the team.
Yeah.
These are the future of the team. Mo Salah, it doesn't matter what he thinks. If his contract runs out, that's it. He's done.
Yeah.
So those guys are the future of the football club. So Arne Slot has to find a way of dealing with that situation.
You talk about body language, John. Very quickly, last word on Liverpool. The game against United, week or so back, Virgil van Dijk, Milos Kerkez, 21 years of age, brought in from Bournemouth. Obviously, big stage for him. There's no doubt he struggled at the start of this season. Virgil van Dijk, the captain of the football club, and again, I'm going to have a pop at Virgil. This might be a bit controversial, but his body language towards Kerkez, John, rolling of the eyes, quite evidently frustrated, annoyed, disappointed, angry at Kerkez. There was a moment in the second half as well, ball hits Kerkez in the face, Van Dijk again, his body language. And I'm thinking to myself, he's the captain of the football club. Should he not be encouraging, as opposed to very, very evidently looking cheesed off, that this young lad is having a bad game next to me? You've been in an unforgiving dressing room.
Yeah.
What's your take on that?
Listen, there's two ways to that, isn't it? Like, obviously he's frustrated. But at the same time, when you're frustrated, look at yourself as well. Look at your performances.
Yeah.
The game against Manchester United, you can talk about the first goal, that he couldn't sprint back enough to stop Mbeumo from taking the shot. Mbeumo headed the ball with him, was on the floor, got up, sprinted, passed him, and got the goal. So sometimes, he should also look at his performances. But again, yes, a young player. But Kerkez as well, I just think, his performances, listen, sometimes when you play we've seen it, we've said it so many times. Playing for smaller clubs, no disrespect to Bournemouth.
But they are.
But they are. Playing for clubs like that, the pressure is less pressure. There's no pressure of winning week in, week out. There's no pressure of trying to win the Premier League, because that's what Virgil van Dijk is thinking. We want to win the Premier League. But for Kerkez, he's thinking, I'm coming from Bournemouth, where we don't have that pressure of trying to win the Premier League. We don't have the pressure of winning week in, week out. He needs to learn pretty quickly that he's now playing for one of the biggest clubs in England, in the world, Liverpool. So the shot gets heavier. The pressure is much, much higher, because you have to win every game, every weekend. So he needs to quickly get used to that, because that's what Liverpool Football Club is. They win games week in, week out. They win titles. Yes, I can understand the frustration from Virgil van Dijk, that he's trying to make sure that his left back is awake, because we've seen that. Yes, JT did that, but he also did that sometimes with a bit of class, a bit of respect, and not show it way too much. But Virgil van Dijk needs to find a way of dealing with that.
Yeah.
And yes, the eyes rolling, the flinging of the arms. We've seen again, Fernandes does that at Manchester United, where he flings his arms. Even when it's a fucking mistake, he gives a shit pass. He's waving his arms, blaming everybody.
Yeah, you're right.
But Van Dijk needs to understand that, he's a young player. Yes, he's been used to playing with Robertson next to him. But now he's got this young player who's not very, very tall, who's, yes, teams are going to find him out, because teams are going to go in the back post and try to put him across. Teams find a way of winning games. They look at the weak points and they exploit it. Yes, Kerkez, he's not that tall. He doesn't have the height. Teams will go, backstick, flick the ball, and trying to get the second ball and trying to score a goal. So he needs to understand that, and that's why he needs to help the young player. He needs to help the young player, because this is his first season. I think he's a brilliant player, Kerkez. I think he's going to be absolutely fantastic for Liverpool, but I think he needs a bit of time. Sometimes some players come into massive, big football clubs, and they need time. They need time. We've seen that with Wirtz. Wirtz as well, I think, is going to be an absolute brilliant player. Absolute brilliant player. Make no mistake about that. I think he's going to be a superstar for Liverpool. But right now, he's just not finding his fit. He's not finding his fit at all. And once he gets once he understands what the Premier League is and how to play in the Premier League, I think he's going to be absolutely brilliant vert. So there's been a lot of change at Liverpool. There's been a lot of new players coming to the football club. And I just think the way they started the league, the way they started the Premier League, let's not forget, a massive, massive tragedy happened at that football club. Massive tragedy happened that no one expected. Very, very sad, situation. The loss of Jota. And it just seemed that we thought, okay, that's going to have an emotional disbalance of the team. It's going to affect them a lot, which which is the case. You know what I mean?
Human beings.
We're all human beings. We're all human beings. And you're talking about one of the most popular players in the dressing room.
Yeah, fair.
Loved by everybody.
Fair.
Loved by all the players, the staff, the workers. Everybody absolutely loved him. And for such a tragic news to happen, and it just seems that the way they've started the season, it wasn't forgotten, because I can see every 20 minutes, there's still, a round of applause, in the stadium. But it just seemed that it's just not moved on.
The emotions of it could still, you're
still there. But it just seemed that winning those games and being top of the league, it just seemed that everything was just, but which wasn't the case. But now I know that should be there, because as human beings, as footballers, we spend so much time together with my teammates more than I do with my family, because I'm every day in the dressing room. I go in at 10 a.m. in the morning or 9:30, and I go back home around 4:30 p.m. I spend every fucking day with these guys.
You're traveling.
You travel, you stay in the dressing room, in a hotel, you do everything together. And to lose such a massive figure at the football club, it's a massive tragedy. And yes, definitely, it's something that's going to affect these players, because we're all human beings. It doesn't matter how well they're playing. It doesn't matter how well they started the season. Definitely will affect these players.
Yeah.
Definitely. So for me, whatever's happening at the football club, I just think the emotions, the feelings is still there. And when you look at Mo Salah right now, very, very close to Jota, very close ahead, he doesn't look himself.
No, he doesn't.
He looks a shadow of himself. So I will be very careful and very calm the way we criticize this Liverpool team. Yes, they're not playing well right now, but let's not forget what happened in the summer. Let's not forget what happened in the summer.
Listen, I take on board that, John. You're absolutely right. Whilst a lot of new players into the football club, they're also dealing with a tragedy that, as human beings, is going to take time. I take that point massively. Listen, conscious of time, I've got to ask as well, next month, John, in a few short weeks' time, how your beloved Nigeria are still kicking in this World Cup. But there are a big couple of games upcoming. Well, I say a big couple of games. One big game. They're going to get past Gabon. They win that game. They then face the winner of the Democratic Republic of Congo. They take on Cameroon. If they win that, there's still more games to come. But your World Cup dream is still alive.
Still alive. Still alive. Our World Cup dream is still alive. I spoke about it before the two games. I said whatever's happening, whatever we can talk about, the everything that's going on with the FA, all the negativity, all the corruption and everything that's going on, we can talk about it as much as we want. But those two games were two massive must-win games. And we did that. Credit to the boys, credit to the players. They absolutely did that. And of course, the main man. We've talked about so many times in this podcast. Absolutely brilliant. Yes, it was against Benin. People can say, yes, he scored a hat-trick against Benin. You still have to score those hat-trick. You still have to show up in the biggest, no matter how you look at it. For me, it was our biggest game in the season. Yeah. Because if we didn't win that game, we wouldn't be talking about right now, still alive, of trying to win, qualify for the World Cup. Victor Osimhen single-handedly has kept us alive.
3 great goals.
Single-handedly has kept us alive. comes in one of the biggest game of their lives, of all Nigerians' life. Because if we didn't win that game, that's it, we're done. No more World Cup. One of the biggest game, he's come out and he's got a fucking hat-trick. Hat-trick. And the goals, the passion as well that he showed. You can see the intensity, the passion, the aggressivity, the willingness that he had in that game. He wanted to win that game. The pressure was on. When the pressure is on, the big boys
step up.
They step up. And that's exactly what he's done. He is the main man. He is the big boy right now in that team. And we all needed him. And what has he done? Stepped up and scored a fucking hat-trick. Yeah. That's what you need. That's what you need from your top man, from your best player. And now we can say we're still alive, trying to qualify for the World Cup. Mistakes happen, early on in this, in the qualification. For some reason, yes, Victor fell out with the manager. He didn't play a couple of the games, but you can see that the games that he didn't play and the amount of games that we've won without him and the amount of games that we won with him in the team. It's incredible. Yeah. It's incredible. Yes, the team is playing. Yes, of course, it's a team game. But make no mistake about that. He's the man. He's the man that scores those goals. He's the man that wins those games. We now have another opportunity in the playoffs to make sure that we qualify. The job is not done. The job is not done. The job is only starting. It's only starting. Yeah. It's only starting because the playoffs is going to be absolutely crucial. It's going to be absolutely massive because every country in that playoffs are going to do every single thing that they have to do to win those games. And this is where I think the Nigerian FA, whatever they want to do, I know that other countries are going to come up. What they will do, what they will tell their players is, if you qualify us for the World Cup, we will give you extra this and that, bonuses here and there. That's what I want to see the Nigerian FA come out and do. They need to come out and they need to make sure that they do everything possible to motivate those players. Yes, it is a World Cup. You don't need any more motivation to go to the World Cup.
Say pride.
Exactly, the pride and everything. But still, we find ourselves now in this situation. We have to get ourselves out of this situation. The FA needs to do everything on their part. Yeah. The players have to do their part, which is knowing that you have maybe one chance in a lifetime to go to the fucking World Cup.
You played, how many did you play? Twice?
I played twice. I missed 2010 through injury when I had my knee surgery. I missed that. I would have had 3, but 2 is enough. I'm not that greedy, mate. But as a player, you don't need any more motivation to go to the World Cup because you never know. You never know in the next 4 years what's going to happen. So take the opportunity right now as a player, embrace it, embrace the pressure, take it on your chin, and make sure that you go out there in that playoff, give everything for the nation, play your hearts out, and make sure we qualify because it is going to be absolutely tough. And all the games are going to be played in Morocco. So there's no home advantage here. No. There's no home advantage. You don't have your fans screaming and support. No. No man's land, mate. Come there and perform. Play well, win the games, and you're through. So that's what we have to do. And I'm sure that, the boys, Victor Osimhen, William Trust-Ekong, the captain, Ndidi, all those players, the experienced players I'm mentioning right now, they have to lead the younger players. Lead the younger players. Tell them what it means to go to the World Cup. And we have to make sure we qualify. I've said it so many times. We have to make this World Cup. We have to. Yeah. It's a disaster if we don't. I'm telling you, it's a disaster.
Do they make
second time in a row? We have to qualify. We have to qualify because you have over 270 million, 300 million people dying to watch Nigeria again in the World Cup. So we have to make sure we qualify. There's no excuses.
Gabon, and then, as I say, got to beat Gabon, and then it will be the Democratic Republic of Congo or Cameroon, and then even if you win that,
you still go to another playoff.
It's mental. It's absolutely mental.
But that's where we find ourselves now. When you take qualification, especially qualifications as well, African qualification, it's so tough. It's so difficult.
Unforgiving,
mate. You slip, that's it. You find yourself struggling towards the latter stage of the qualification. And that's exactly what happened. We had to beat the likes of Lesotho at home, which we drew, and a couple of other results which we meshed up. But right now we find ourselves in this situation.
Still in it.
So we're still alive. So we have to make sure we qualify and we play well. And I'm sure, the lads and everybody, they will give everything. I believe in this team, like I said so many times. When we won the Nations Cup, our squad back then, trust me, it's not as good as this squad. No, not as good.
This squad's better.
Yes.
That's big.
Without a shadow of doubt.
This squad is better.
Better. Look at the defense that they have.
I know.
Look at the defense they have.
Big Calvin.
You have, what's the other guy's name who played?
You've got Troost.
We got Troost, the captain.
I like him.
So you have Victor Osimhen, you have Moses Simon, you have all this Lookman as well. Yes, when we won, I was there. Victor was there. We had the likes of Brownie Day, Emmanuel Emenike. We had a good team as well.
All your ex-teammates are now, they're going to be on the WhatsApp. You've said this, John. That's I'm
not. What I'm saying is,
you're now panicking, aren't you?
No. No, what I'm saying is, in terms of where they're playing today, the level of where they're playing, they are playing in much better teams than we did. Most of our players, we're not playing the Premier League. But when you look at them right now, Premier League, Spanish League, Italian League. So they, in terms of the standard and where they play right now, I think yes. But I think when we played, we were more as a team. We were more of a team,
Unit,
we're more of a unit. We were very, very strong, very physical, and very, very aggressive in terms of what we wanted. When we know we had you, we went for it. We kill, and that's what we went. That's what we did. We never let you off the hook. That's what we did. We were so good at it in 2013 when we won the Nations Cup. Absolutely brilliant. When we score one, we go for 2, 3, 4, and we make sure we kill the game.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't see anymore. I love to see a bit more of that. But you never know. If this team now play against my team back in the day, there's only going to be one winner.
Message below who wins. Right.
I think we win, though. I think on our prime, I think I'm not trying to reverse.
You're now reversing. You're reversing that earlier comment. I love it, John. I love it. You're now panicking. Who's WhatsApping me? Who am I in trouble?
No, I think on our prime we were frightening. We were frightening to play against. We were so good going forward. We were so good. Victor Moses on his prime. Oh, it was scary to play against.
You at number 10. As well,
me as a number 10, and we had a guy called him Etebo. And on Nazi, so I had these two sitters. Yeah, I had these two guys sitting for me. They could run all fucking day. They just tell me, Mikel, don't worry, we'll get the ball and pass to you.
Hey, that's what you want.
And that's what I did.
What a
Absolutely
team.
Brilliant team, though.
Well, right, final two. Do Nigeria qualify for the World Cup, yes or no?
Yes, I think we do.
Good. Do Chelsea beat Tottenham at the weekend, yes or no?
Yes, I think we do. I think it's a game that suits us really, really well. I think playing against big teams is gonna be easy. Not easy, but I think it suits us really, really well. We find a way of playing against those big teams. So for me, I think it's gonna be a great game. It's a must-win for us. It's a must-win for us. If we lose that game, and other teams behind us win, we find ourselves,
and if Arsenal win
in a very difficult position, in the league. And if Arsenal win again, that's
11 points.
That's 11 points. You don't want to be 11 points off Arsenal right now in the season.
No, not after 10 games.
Yeah.
Right, another edition of Taking the Mikel in the can. I want to mark your cards for a few things because season 4 of the Obi podcast made possible by Bet.
It's crazy to say. Just one more thing. We talked about the Nations Cup, and and it's crazy. I just read. A couple of days ago that there was no single referee. Nigerian referee in the Nations Cup.
Yeah. It's for last time that there was a Nigerian who refereed in the African Cup of Nations was 2019.
2019 was the last time a Nigerian referee refereed in the Nations Cup.
And your continental
that is
competition.
Mind-blowing.
It is.
Absolute mind-blowing.
They're claiming our calf.
There is
but
no
it's
claiming. There is no fucking claiming here. We are the biggest country in Africa with the biggest footballing talent in Africa. And our league, yes, our league is not the best. Yes, you must say South Africa, Egyptian league, and all this, much better than our league. But still,
to not have a representative.
You talk about Nigeria here. We're talking about Nigeria.
Yeah.
How can we not have one single referee to go and officiate in the Nations Cup? The excuse is there's not enough.
They're not experienced enough in VAR, is the official line.
But there is a training that's going to go on, isn't it? With the referees,
yes.
CAF they're bringing on the referees next month to train all these referees ahead of the tournament. So why don't you bring in a Nigerian referee as well and train a couple of Nigerian referees to go and officiate in the Nations Cup? For me, that's just disrespectful. Absolutely disrespectful. Yes, you might talk about, integrity, corruption, whatever it is. Factors, yes. But it's not just Nigeria.
No.
It's not just fucking Nigeria. So you can't single out Nigeria and say Nigerian referee, the integrity. You don't know if you can trust them. You don't know if they're reliable. You can't say that. You take them there, you train them. We're all still learning. You train them, you teach them. They will understand. You have a month or two. You have a month before the tournament.
Yeah,
it's absolutely insane that there's no one single referee from Nigeria to. It's for me, whatever excuse that CAF is giving is absolutely is BS. It's bullshit. I'm not buying it.
Right, he ain't buying it. There'll be a lot of people nodding in agreement on that front. Apparently, as I say, it's because of the lack of experience in VAR, but to your point, integrity, other issues have been brought up in the wider kind of spectre of things, but it's disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
It is.
Absolutely disrespectful.
Right, the big names keep on coming. We have knocked it out the park. I'm not at liberty to tell you who's upcoming in the coming weeks. We're keeping that a secret, but this Thursday, third episode, we're continuing the Brazilian theme. We went from Oscar to Zico. This is a really good one, John. You sat for an hour with this man.
Yes.
Luis Felipe.
Luis Felipe.
He's going to be the next big man.
Oh, he's going to be the next. He's going to be the next big thing in terms of managers.
No
Absolutely, brilliant guy to talk to.
Smart.
Very, very smart, intelligent. Very tuned into what he's doing, knows the game, speaks the game, reads the game really, really well. I mean, I played with him. I knew how quiet he was in the dressing room, but when I see him as a manager, and when I spoke to him, when I sat down with him, trying to get insight of how he sees the game, how he tries to evolve in the game, it's just refreshing. It's refreshing to see him doing so well and the way he's handling that Flamengo team. And we saw them in the Club World Cup. They beat us as well, 3-1.
Future Chelsea boss.
Sorry?
Future Chelsea boss, perhaps.
I know. You have to tune in to know and listen, what he said about the club. And also the system of how he played. He wanted to play, how he read the team, how he watched our team, and the loopholes that he found out, knowing that if his team plays same way, the way he wants them to play, there's absolutely no doubt. He was 100% sure, knowing that they're going to beat us, because he watched us, he studied the team, and it's just so refreshing to see him doing so well. Absolutely brilliant. I think he will be a definite future Chelsea manager.
Yeah, he's the next big thing out of South America, as John says. That is an exclusive. John in conversation with Luis Felipe. That episode drops on Thursday. Okay, so mark it. Do give us a follow. It is the Obi-Wan podcast. You can get us on YouTube. You can get us wherever you get your podcast from. And of course, we're across all of social media. Some monster names, and I mean monster names, coming in the coming weeks. But up first, it is Luis Felipe. Right, John? That is it. Good luck for the weekend. Big one away at Tottenham. You're of course back at Chelsea win. We'll be back again to review it all next week. Ta-ra for now.